All right, guys. I'm here fighting to get this one perfect, and I realize I'm not going to get it perfect. So I'm just going to speak. Um, Again, this one is going to be a little bit different from what you're used to. It's 2:53 a.m. here in the morning. Therefore, I'm living, in a space where other people is around me. So it would be a wise idea not to play any music or bang bang anything to wake the people because people have work, right? So, um, I was taught at a young age, right, to have mastery over life. It starts from first balancing ourselves, right? And how do we balance ourselves? Meditation, right? Now, we're living in a time now that if whatever information I'm going to bring to you have nothing to do with this thing right here, right? You're not going to listen, right? I know this because I was there at one point. Any information right now that cannot entertain or pay your bills right now, you're not going to listen. So maybe this one is not for you guys. So I get it, right? How to, and this have nothing to do with scientifical fact, or this have nothing to do with some book that I read. This is just, I guess, my way of living and what was taught to me as a kid. Get control over self. And how do I do this? One is meditate. Now, most people don't have any time to sit and meditate. I used to wake up in the mornings, 5:30, 6:30. They call this time spirit hours. 11:30 to 12, midday, and between 10 and 11 before I go to bed, meditate, prayer, etc. Now, I was also told as a kid, again, having no idea where to start, every day we must go through the entire day without causing pain and suffering to others. Be mindful what you say to each other, right? Now, that's that's what was taught to me. Now, did I get this? No. I I get the information and I got a template, but to become that thing, it took me years to fully troubleshoot it, thinking about it, going through life failing in the sense of um, I used to be one of the biggest joker as a kid that talk a lot of stuff that even though with this knowledge I had to be mindful what I say to people, I was the biggest joker and I was a part of a steel band or a music group that consists of like 40 members plus, and we all was from the same brotherhood or the same environment or whatever you how you want to structure that. And we spend a lot of times with each other, years, performing in hotels and, playing music for people worldwide. And when we finish that, we'll go to our rooms. So we get to mix and mingle with each other. And pretty much, again, this whole thing is about work, but it's also about having fun. And you'll say stuff to people, and I can remember one day, her nickname is Zeke's Tamika, real name. Look at me and say, Matthew, you ever stop to think that everything that you're saying in your jokes, I know it is joke, but it's hurtful. And then when you get back this joke, probably in a different format, or you may see it as a personal, where probably it would be about one of my girlfriend or whatever the case, and I couldn't take it, I couldn't manage it. Again, as kids, 17 years old, 17, 18, 19, you know, and when she said that to me, it made me look, because I'm the type of person, again, with this format, be mindful what people say to me and mindful of what I say, even though I was saying stuff unconditionally, I still have that framework or that template in my head to watch what I say and watch what people say to me. And when she said that to me, it was like someone put me in front of a mirror and showing me my own self. And it was like, that was like a wake up for me, like a baptism for me. It was like, oh, thank you, God, I found one of my weakness. Even though it wasn't pleasant, it didn't feel good for someone call me out. But if we don't have anyone around us to show us, for example, we can have on a white shirt, right? And at the back here, it may be splashed with some bird doo-doo or something like that, right? Everyone else can see it, but I can't see it. That's not good, right? So when she said this to me, I'm like, oh, thank God, I found one of my weakness and think about it. And that was like a transformation for me then. Did I make error after that? No, but I get a format to work from to realize that I am not perfect. And from building and building and building from that point, for years, years, watching what I say and watching my behavior internally and externally, I get to master how I deal with people. You know what I mean? But most people now not going to go through all of that rigmarole, right? So what I think I've come up with an idea, I think. Again, most people are not going to meditate. And again, if whatever I'm saying don't have anything to do with this, or you can obtain this, you're not going to listen, right? So I think we're living in a time now where we have AI technology, right? And we have stuff like a Apple Watch. All right, may not have to be a Apple Watch, but we have other devices that we put on our systems, right, on our body, for example. And these companies are collecting our neurological systems. They know how we think, they know our heart rate, they know what we say. You know what I mean? And if you don't believe me, you can just utter out your mouth something that you want to buy or something you're thinking about buying, And on your phone, you will see it show up, right? Just like that. From my experience, and other people say this to me as well. So they are collecting our information. So therefore, this thing is connected to how we think or wavelength. But what if they could use that same technology to provide a feature where, for example, you and I in a disagreement, right? And instead of that person is going to call you out and say, hey, you are wrong here or you are right here, this feature, this watch can do this for us to say, okay, in this dialogue, you're in the wrong or you're in the right. Even if in a joke or serious, this feature would provide to us. And we could have something like from a webcam base that can show us what we are doing in real time instead of somebody is going to say this to you, right? Because remember, like for example, I can be run around this kit right now, right? Playing my ideas to a track and doing massively and doing all my best work. And then when I listen back to it, it sounds so bad, you know? Or if you don't understand this, I can be like this. You will understand this, right? I want to know what they want from me and blah blah. And in my mind right now, I think I am the world's greatest singer, and I think that I am better than Michael Jackson right now. And you know the answer to that, right? It's not true. But in my mind, I believe this so much that I'm willing to fight you, willing to punch you in the face if you say other than what I think, right? But what if I have a technology that can show me this disagreement that will work like a mirror, right? That I can see this. So I don't have to say you are wrong or you are right because I can see this. I think this would make the world a better place. Because for years, the only way to have these type of dialogue is through, or the only thing could fix this is meditation. And meditation uh, change your neurological system and change your blood type and upgrade your system and help you to be a better human, right? But most people don't believe in these things. So for the persons who don't believe in these things, I think either Facebook, Meta, or Elon Musk through his Neuralink program could create this idea, right? Again, this is just from my imagination. This is not any facts or anything I've read upon. This is me observing life or observing myself internally and externally and observing um, people and talking to people. For example, at the hotel that I used to work, I used to speak to a lot of people. I used to speak to a lot of girlfriends dating, come here driving Uber, having dialogue with people. I realize that truth, truth is an individual thing, individual. So the world is full with 8 billion people. And 8 billion people right now believe what they're thinking, what they feel and experience, or what they observe about life. That is their truth, right? And if you don't believe me, if you look around right now and see what is happening in the world, that speaks for itself. The world believe right now they are the most truthful people. The world believe right now they are the most righteous people. But we can observe this and see that it's not true. And if you should look on me and tell me, I am the most wicked or the most brutal or whatever, I am going to tell you, because they give us these decode argument to say this is your opinion, right? And we're doing this back and forth thing to each other, and for thousands of years, not going forward as a human race. You get what I'm saying? So I think what they could build now that we're in a AI stage, now that the world is shifting, now that we're in a 5D dimension where the earth is shifting, we can now look to AI because we're already using these AI thing. It's on our hands. It is in your phone. The phone is now monitoring how you think. You don't even have to talk anymore. You can just think something and see it show up on Facebook or on a TikTok. You get me? So while we already expose these things are already exposed to us, why don't they create something that shows, you know, when we are wrong? Let me give you an example. In the past, right, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was the world greatest girls man, I had women all over the world. Canada, US, England, this one, right? I was a girls man because I'm a musician. You get to meet a lot of people, right? And for example, whatever girl I was with those times, like personal female, my phone will ring and she would ask me, "Hey, who is that call you?" You know? And then as man, you don't want to lose the person you love. So what you're going to do? You're going to make up something, right? That is not going to be the truth, right? And you and this female, she's going to know, right, that you're lying. And then you're going to try to convince her, and you're going to make up stuff. And even you yourself, even though you know it's a lie, for some reason, even you yourself, some reason for even for me, start believing my own lies because I don't want to lose this person that means so much to me. You know what I mean? So this is where the conflicts start. You know, for example, we have something on the line that we don't want to lose. Immediately, when we are being confronted or being challenged, we start make up these delusional stuff that had nothing to do with what happened, a reality. For example, two persons met in an accident on the road. Two persons going to have their own idea of what is happening. If there's not a video camera to show this, what happened, the truth is not going to come out. And this is how humanity is living. You can say this is my opinion, but look around you today, right? And even relationships, right? Um, true love have to do with uh, that life that's inside of us, really. True love have to do with that life inside of us, that that thing that is regulating our heart, mm, you know, and our lungs. That is true love, right? And when we learn to embrace that love and love that love within us, that is what we share with each other. But the love that is happening right now, it's the one that says, okay, you have one of this, and I have one of this, and we share to make the thing work, right? And that is the framework or the foundation life is on right now. Everybody is with somebody because of an external factor. You have land, and I need somewhere to stay. Now you become my partner. Or it maybe for anything. And these things are happening in many different departments of life, many different areas of life. We are connected to each other because of whatever you have. It maybe I'm feel you maybe give me joy. You maybe give me something physical, a land, a house, jewelry, or whatever. That is the framework life is on right now. But if you should challenge each other and say, hey, is that the truth? Everybody said, no, I love you. But what is love? Love is that energy, that frequency, that vibration within us. Truth. Truth in itself, it's similar to a radio station that's around us. It's a frequency, a vibration, and that is the only truth. And when you tap into that truth and start to have an experience with that truth, then life start to change, right? When you're connected to that truth, right? That truth is everywhere. It's also inside of us. But we're telling each other lies that, oh, I love you so much. And if you should ask, okay, why do you love me? Oh, because you're understanding. Oh, because you can give me this. Or, oh, because you are my brother or my sister, or it's some external value. And 8 billion people walking this earth lying to each other. So the only thing I think from my imagination can fix this, it's an app on our phone that give us real-time data of everything we say, do, and think, and give us a feedback if we are being truthful, yes or no. I think this can move humanity forward, you know? And a lot of you going to say, oh, that's your opinion. And that's what is happening for years, centuries. Because life in itself teach us to think like this. All of us was born blank, like a memory card, blank, right? And we go to school in our household, for example, or a mother or a father, we go to school, society, and somebody hurt us, and that becomes a memory, right? And that's what we're thinking of. Nobody create their own belief. You know what I mean? If you should ask somebody right now, what do you want out of life? That person is going to look and say, okay, everything's about value. Okay, I want I want that type of fridge because that type of fridge have value to somebody else. I want that type of gold because that gold have value. This is what everybody chasing. I want that kind of washing machine because that's what I see everybody chasing. Okay? But what type of machine did you want without seeing somebody chasing that? What machine did you want? Okay, I want that type of TV because that's a 75-inch TV and that's what everybody chasing. Okay, what TV do you want? What brand do you want? So the brand that you want is going to base of somebody else's belief system. I think AI can fix this for us. I mean, most people is having a pushback on these things, but you're already living into an AI world, guys. You know, might as well use it to help us. You know, in Jamaica, there's this guy they call Edward Warmington. The first time I heard this word, pathological, it was that guy. He said to one of his colleagues, "You are a pathological liar." And I didn't understood the word. I Googled it, but I still didn't understand it till I have personal experience, like for example, living with somebody and watch a person moving their hand like this, for example, and in their mind they're saying they didn't move their hand, but you're seeing it with your two eyes. They're moving their hand like this and they're saying no, and they believe in their mind that they're not moving their hand. So that's a pathological liar right there, So I think AI can help us with that. I've not seen this topic nowhere on the internet, and I just imagine these things. I am imagining this right now. AI can help us when we're in a dialogue with somebody, you know, to show us in real time, okay, this is what happened, you know? So instead of a third party or, you know, going to say, hey, you are a liar, you can look on your phone and see this, you know? And you can choose to continue the lie, but at least you have an option to actually know that, okay, whatever you're thinking and the whole situation, it's not true, but at least you have the power now to know, okay, I was lying, you know, so guys, I hope this helped. One love and respect.